What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the No Hedging Podcast, man. I am your host, Ty the Jet, and I got my co-host right here.
Rip 16, the GOAT, man.
And you know what it is. We are back with another episode of takeaways. Week 8 NFL takeaways, man. Ooh. A lot of craziness.
Yeah.
A lot of unexpected things happen.
Yeah. Not as much as the previous 2 weeks, but
yeah,
enough.
But it seems like we're getting into that rhythm of that part of the season where
dog days are here.
Anything goes. The dog days are here. Yeah, for sure. So with that being said, before we jump into it, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, and be on the lookout for the rundown for week 9.
For sure. Make sure you keep on commenting. Make sure you keep on sharing your picks, sharing your bets, sharing your takeaways and your rundown of the situation, so we can stay in tune. You know what I'm saying? We global now.
Yeah. But let's get started, man. What's one of your takeaways from week 8, man? What you got?
Oh, man. First things first. The Tennessee Titans.
Will Levis. First career start.
Levis came out there.
4 tutties.
And he just took the top off all day.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Terrell
got cooked
a lot, but it's not his first time getting cooked. One of those was a real offensive pass interference.
Yeah.
So we can talk about that, but I just don't like the fact that they just let them take the top off that many times.
Mm-hmm.
The Falcons' defense, we just were talking about, how they're quietly one of the better defenses in the league, but that is a problem. They got a guy getting cooked. AJ Terrell keeps getting cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like Charvarius Ward over there in San Francisco, he just keeps getting cooked.
I think that's the first time I've seen him get beat like that. You know what I'm saying? But
he's giving up one, though, in a game on a consistent basis. He's getting one that's just getting past him.
But he's still a top corner in the league.
But Sunday,
he's still
a top corner
in the league. Yeah, I mean, you're playing D-Hop, man. When you're playing receivers that are, top-tier receivers, I don't care what anybody says, D-Hop is still a top-notch receiver in this league.
For sure.
No matter how many teams he doesn't been to.
For sure.
But he's still a top receiver in this league. He got great hands. He got a decent amount of speed. Route running is crazy. He got a good catch radius. You throw it around there, he's going to catch it.
Right.
But ultimately, y'all just got beat. Couldn't run the ball as effectively as you wanted to. You get down.
Bijan had a decent game, though. He had a decent game. Whether it be on the ground or catching the ball, like as far as yards total, he's one of those backs where it's not necessarily just going to come from rushing. It's not necessarily just going to come from receiving. He's more of a total yards guy if you're looking for a prop. But I think the Grady Jarrett ACL injury is another issue that the Falcons have to deal with. We just picked up Street from the Eagles.
Philly. Y'all picked up Philadelphia's last defensive lineman on the depth chart. This nigga only got 3 tackles for the season.
He's no Grady Jarrett.
Nobody.
He's no Grady Jarrett. They just picked him up to try and replace Grady Jarrett with the ACL injury, but anyway.
No big swings, man. Atlanta doesn't take any big swings like that. I don't understand it, especially when it comes to trades. I want to see what's going to happen during the trade deadline, and this is what y'all do. Y'all trade for somebody that is the 6th, 7th, or 8th defensive tackle on.
It's like 17 guys from UGA. You couldn't make a deal for one?
Exactly, man. I don't understand it. But, I mean, on top of that, Desmond Ridder got benched. They said it was a concussion, but he did clear protocol.
Yeah. I've been saying for a minute, I was like, okay, when are we going to see Taylor Heineke at some point? The turnovers. Even when he's playing good, he's still getting some turnovers. He has a few games where he played clean, but, the turnovers, whether it be a lost fumble or it be an interception or something, like the turnovers are an issue with Desmond Ridder. But
Heineke came in there throwing some darts.
As I figured he would. You seen him last season with the Commanders.
Yeah.
He didn't play that bad.
No.
He really didn't play that bad when he was in Washington. So, them bringing out Heineke was like, okay, I think it's good for them to at least see what he does.
To see, yeah. I think they know.
They should have known that a long time ago, but I think they wanted to build up, Ritter since they drafted him. They want to try him, and
we're trying to win games here.
Exactly. We got a division. You're at the front of the division right now. You're tied for first place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me and you been going back and forth about this since before the season started between the Saints and the Falcons.
I'm telling you,
and I was like,
Saints
it's gonna be neck and neck.
Saints gonna win it now.
Saints, I don't know. They keep having quarterback issues.
They got the next 2 games. I'm pretty sure they're gonna win those, and then after those 2 games, they play Atlanta. So
we're gonna see.
Yeah,
we're gonna see. I mean, the Falcons going against a Kirk Cousinless Minnesota
Vikings,
next week.
That should be a dub.
Kirk Cousins ACL injury. I mean, Achilles injury. That's another takeaway.
Yeah, their season is over.
But the rookies have been, but the rookies that
over.
have been coming off the bench this season have been cooking though.
Yeah, they've been playing all right.
Bagent, Will Levis came out here. Who else came? It was somebody else, a rookie that started and started cooking a little bit. But I say all that to say, like, you can't just count the bench out automatically on a lot of these teams because some of these guys are coming in out of nowhere. Like, we didn't know where the fuck Tyler Bagent came from. But, hey, it happens, and they start cooking. So,
yeah, we saw the real Tyler Bagent Sunday night.
hey, bolt up.
Got dominated.
Bolt up.
Yeah, I mean, he was playing. What was the other team? They played the Raiders. That's the game they won. The Raiders. The Raiders are a dumpster fire, man. They're done.
Yeah, man. Another takeaway, though, the 49ers are nosediving out here. They needed this bye week bad.
Yeah.
Okay? They needed a bye week real bad. Yeah. Now, I understand there's some injuries going on.
They need to get healthy.
You Trent Williams, you got Debo. Christian McCaffrey fighting through some nagging injuries. You got Debo out. You got some injuries. But they're supposed to be the most complete team in the NFL and on all sides. So I still expect better out of them than what they've been playing, but I kind of felt like Cincinnati was going to beat them. The only reason I picked the 49ers to win last week was because I'm like, they can't lose 3 in a row.
Can't lose 3 in a row, right.
They couldn't.
Yeah.
But they did.
They did. Cincinnati, that was really a must-win for Cincinnati, more so than it was for San Francisco if you look at it, right? San Francisco, they're 5-3 now?
Yeah.
Cincinnati, they just they're above 400 right now, I think. 500. So they needed that win more, especially coming off of the bye week. Joe Burrow get a little bit healthier. Like those dudes, Cincinnati right now, they're gonna go on a nice little run. They looking real good.
They looking
real healthy
for a run.
Yeah, and their defense, man, you got their defensive line is ridiculous, man. Their defensive line is ridiculous. They are attacking the quarterback, getting sacks. They're applying pressure. You know what I mean? Joe Burrow is moving around in the pocket, moving outside of the pocket, extending plays, making throws to Chase, making throws to Higgins. Cincinnati is looking like Cincinnati from the past. You know what I'm saying? Like they started off slow. They started off slow last season, but they had a reason to start off slow. Joe Burrow had that calf. They were a little bit out of sorts. He couldn't move around in the pocket like he's doing now, and we see what Cincinnati can be. When they are healthy and they moving and they beat a top tier team. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you get respect in the league. You beat top tier teams, especially on the road. You know what I mean? That's
they
respect.
did their thing. Jamar Chase is getting open. They currently at the bottom of they're not even, I guess they're technically at the bottom, but it's 4-3 between the Bengals, the Browns, and the Steelers right now. Very tough division. Ravens on top with 6-2 record right now. So they have a very tough road ahead of them, but I think this is a great sign of life for them. That division, like I said, very tough, very stacked. It is clearly a chance for all 4 of those teams to make the playoffs.
Nah.
And some wild card spots.
Not at all.
I'm saying they're all in it.
The Browns are out.
They 4-3.
They are out.
Why you say they're out?
They got quarterback issues. They are out. Nobody know what's up with Deshaun Watson. PJ Walker is not going to take them to the playoffs. They are done.
Okay. Okay. Well,
sorry.
hot take here. He said
done.
said the Browns are done.
Yeah. I mean, because only 2 of those teams going to come out of that division is going to be Baltimore and probably Cincinnati.
But you said the Steelers are looking like a playoff team.
They are, until they lost to the goddamn Jags at home. As we go into and transition into that takeaway, that was one of my best bets of the week, one of my dog plays of the week.
So you're mad at them.
I'm upset, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, part of the reason Kenny Pickett got injured and then you put in Mitchell Trubisky, he is garbage. So once that happened, I already knew what time it was. The game was over.
So they got a quarterback issue.
They got a quarterback issue. So that's why I'm saying, like, they are similar to the Browns.
So you feel like it's a quarterback issue, no playoffs?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Unless you're in a bad division like the NFC South, where they're
4-4 will get you at the top.
Yeah, all of them got quarterback issues. What it seemed like, you know, Derek Carr had a good game last week, but
I feel like the Buccaneers have been the only team that doesn't. I wouldn't necessarily just say have a flat out quarterback issue.
Well, they haven't been playing great for the past couple of weeks.
They had some tough opponents. They did have some tough opponents. I'm gonna give them some leeway on that. They had to play the Bills. They had to play the Lions. They had to play the Eagles. Mm-hmm. So far, they've probably had the toughest schedule in terms of opponents thus far. Maybe the Saints, you could argue, but they're still right there in it, you know. Yeah. So they've probably been the most stable in terms of the quarterback position, but they're not in first place anymore. So that's one division that you might be able to get by with a quarterback issue, but at least a playoff spot. I ain't saying win the playoffs, right? You can get to the playoffs with a quarterback issue.
And one of my teams, Seattle, man, money team. I'm telling you, Seattle at home is a good bet against anybody for the most part.
They're good.
Seattle is a solid team, man. They are number 1 in the NFC West.
Yeah,
and I think they might. If the 49ers keep messing around, Seattle could run away with this thing. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, the bye week came in at a good time for the 49ers. But Seattle, they rolling. They in front of
the division.
One of my favorite teams. That defense, I think Geno Smith last year was an outlier because this defense, the Seattle defense, is bailing him out. If it wasn't for the defense bailing him out,
that, bro?
If it wasn't for the defense bailing him out, Seattle probably would have lost that game at home. If it wasn't for that defense, so shout out to Seattle. I rock with Seattle. Seattle's one of my money teams. So if you get Seattle at home with a favorite less than 3, 4, whatever the case may be, you take that. Take that all day long.
I'm here with you as far as the betting on Seattle. They've done well this season and last season as well also. But as far as the defense bailing them out, I feel like part of that is they were playing the Browns. Like, as much as you like to say the Browns going brown, they do play good defense.
Yeah, they do.
So, you know, him having a not fantastic day against a very good defense, I'm not mad at that. That's the Browns' strong suit.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not gonna throw the baby out with the bathwater on that one. But yeah, man, it's tough out here though. It's a lot of
They were just up, man. They were up like 17-7 and they just kind of stalled out mid-game. That's what I don't like. I don't like teams go up big early. After halftime, they start stalling out.
Strategy change after halftime.
I don't understand that. Like, keep your foot on the gas, keep going. Like, they had like 3 and outs. They had
30 minutes to talk about it as a team, and they was like, all right, let's adjust the strategy. You know what I'm saying? They can kind of slow down some of that stuff they've been giving up. So, I mean, I think
they made that game way more stressful than what it should have been. You know what I'm saying? It should have been an easy, clean cover. You know what I mean? One of my other takeaways, the Kansas City Chiefs losing to the Broncos.
Ooh.
First loss to the Broncos by Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, man.
Them boys came out not ready to play.
No.
Obviously, Patrick Mahomes, he had the flu, but he wasn't Jordan. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the flu game for Pat. He was out of sorts. He wasn't feeling well. And the Broncos, they pretty much dominated the whole game. You know what I'm saying? The Broncos defense played very well.
Was this a game where it caught up to them as far as that wide receiver situation?
I think they probably underestimated the Broncos a little bit. And then on top of that, I think they was looking ahead, right? Looking ahead for the Miami game.
I mean, I don't know why. I mean, Russell Wilson only had 114 yards passing. Still had 3 TDs.
Yeah.
And they won, right? But then you turn around, Patrick Mahomes got 241, no TDs.
The turnovers, man.
And interceptions.
The turnovers.
So, I mean, I just feel like 58 yards receiving out of Kelsey is your top receiver in that game. 6 receptions, 58 yards receiving.
Taylor Swift wasn't in the building. So we can
no Tay-Tay, no Dub.
Yeah, we can go ahead and put that on there. But on top of that, their receivers, they dropped a lot of passes, bro. They dropped a lot of key passes. But
these are not good receivers.
Rashee Rice, he had a first down catch. He dropped it. Could have turned that up and got a lot of yards, chunk play. Sky Moore in the end zone. Patrick Mahomes threw a dime in the end zone. Sky Moore dropped it. You know what I'm saying?
But this is
MVS, he had dropped the pass. So it's like they had a lot of drops, bro. They did not play well.
This is what I've been saying all season. These guys are not that good in terms of receiver.
Yeah, I think
they
everybody knows that.
They have a great quarterback. Yeah. Y'all have one good young receiver who's still developing, and you got Kelsey. Everybody else is suspect every game. You don't know what you're going to get out of them. You can't rely on that. And my whole thing is you're developing Rashee Rice to be your reliable go-to receiver. But my thing is you really need somebody else.
Yeah, they do. They know that.
And it's going to bite you in your ass at some point. And I feel like it did in this division game.
They feel like.
Because the Broncos was on their ass the first time they played.
Yeah, they were.
And then this time they wasn't fucking around.
Yeah, the turnovers, man. Pat threw 2 picks. You lose the turnover battle, you're probably going to lose the game.
But the Broncos have been bad. Even against teams that turn the ball over, they still lose. So that's what's alarming to me. You did that against the Broncos out of all people.
Yeah, but it's a division game, man. That's how I look at it. These division games, they can go either way. You know what I'm saying? Like Broncos, they played them pretty good the first time they met. 2-3 weeks ago?
Yeah,
it wasn't that long ago. You know what I'm saying? So they had some time to really figure it out and be like, okay, this is what we did. This is what we can do, and they did what they had to do. You know what I'm saying? So. Shout out to the Broncos. They got the dub. Screwed me on the last one, but I didn't play them this time. I faded them and, got screwed again because I took the Chiefs to win.
Broncos country.
The last one I got is the Jags, man. The Jags, they've been on a roll.
Cats got 9 lives, man.
For them to go up to Pittsburgh and pull off that win, that was huge.
I said that was clicking. I said that was clicking, pretty much since London. They've been clicking.
I think they got 5 in a row. I think 5 in a row.
4 or 5,
5 in a row.
So, they've been doing their thing. We both picked the Steelers in that spot. Steelers at home, Tomlin, all these things. Terrible towel.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was a terrible game for them. So... The Jags, like I said, they've been benefiting off of some plays. Those cats got 9 lives over there. So, hey, Duval, congrats.
They rolling. I'm a fan. I like the Jags, man. I really do. I like how they use Travis Etienne.
He had a day.
Yeah, he had a day. I mean, the roster is legit, man. The roster is legit. Their defense, their front is legit. Josh Allen on the front, DN, solid. You know what I'm saying? So,
and they still hard to play just because they have that versatility. You don't really know who's going to be the highlight. I think this was an ETN highlight game, but it could have easily been Christian Kirk. It could have easily turned around and been Calvin Ridley. It could have been different guys. Ingram. It's tough. They're very tough out. So. They running away with their division.
Yeah, I mean to play on the road against that kind of team, that says a lot. To come and get a victory out of that, you know what I'm saying? That says a lot. That builds a lot of confidence You know what I'm saying? So the Jags, they're gonna win the division because Houston, they got a problem. Indy, they got a problem. And
the rest of the division is 3 and 4. So I mean,
they got no shot.
No chance. Well,
and the Titans.
I mean, if they stay healthy, the Titans, you know, show some signs of life with Levis, and then it was like, yeah, we're not trading Derrick Henry.
Yeah, so
you know, maybe they sticking in it. They gave away their safety, but apparently they didn't need them against the Falcons.
Right. That's why I thought they were gonna lose.
But with all that being said, guys, like, share, comment, subscribe. You know, we got plenty more to talk about. That was our Week 8 takeaways recap.
Yep.
But you know that we got to get into Week 9, the rundown. Because, you know, after we talk about the past, we got to see what's coming for the future. So, y'all stay tuned with us. Keep on liking the channel. Keep on sharing. Keep on showing that love. We keep on showing it right back, man. I'm Rip 16.
Ty the Jet.
And we'll see you later.
We out.
Peace.